Last time on PeakD&D, a bunch of good time. Julius is back in the real timeline, quote unquote real timeline, and he was out do-gooding with his mom, which is like he does. Meanwhile, Ravi and Orrin were getting shit-faced at the bar while the pirate punch. There was a cocktail, a bunch of liquor, and a lot of straws, and then there was a blue lizard goo floater, and it knocked Ravi out. But then Julius gets there and he has a drink and everyone's having a good time and it's like, woo, celebration. And then we crack a joke and we're like, Orrin's a bard, and we make Orrin go sing and he kills it on the bar and gets paid like 12 gold. And then we go to sleep and it's like Julius has this dream where he sees whoever's writing the helping friendly book, and then we wake up in the morning and Karina, Julius' mom, starts just a huge dump about the Order of the Divided Sky and who they are and what they're there for, and what the hell we're doing here, and it all has to do with the Pillars of Vortor. And she finishes this whole big long thing, and all of a sudden we hear the like brrrr, and the Shadow King is marching, and god damn it, some familiar time dragon is all shadowy and possessed now.
Here we are. The war horns of the Shadow King have sounded. A army of shadows and undead, creepy crawly creatures, led by Cronamgaranth, the time dragon, now in weird shadow form, stands outside the gates of Moonstone. Everyone has moved inside the city gates, and there is an army at the walls. And that's not good. What are you doing?
And it's the three of us are up on the walls, like nobody who actually lives in this town.
Fire! Oh, no, there is a city guard, and they are readying the the walls, and there is some kind of defense being mounted.
Are we speaking for Moonstone? That's what I want to know, because like there's no leader of Moonstone is up here. Are there?
Not really. Your mom is nearby.
I don't think she's the leader of Moonstone.
I don't think I can ask my mom in this situation.
She is.
Hey, Mom,
you know,
I
so
need an adult.
You have her people. You have the Wook Walker group. So let's list that among our assets, shall we? Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's look
and
at our
listen
assets.
at what we are. There is a
Tony,
very
put 'em up in the
large,
sidebar.
shadowy, gross armor. What little sidebar?
It's a Tony, like our assets. Tony, put them up in the sidebar.
Yeah, put 'em in the side.
So we all
have,
know what our assets are.
There is the Moonstone Guard. There is like a small standing defense force here in the city. There are some wall like archers and things at the walls that can be put into place. They would defer to experienced heroes like yourself, level 3 now that you are. So
we did time travel twice,
and we are officially using the beta rules. So if anybody is keeping track at home, beta 0.8 points.
I'm sure that 0.9 is out by the time we're talking about
definitely
that.
true.
I'm sure it may be.
No
There's
doubt.
a delay in our filming when we get it to market. But
do we see definitively that Cronamgaranth is like under the I think you said that he was like
all
muzzled
shadowy.
or was he shadowy?
he's
or
sort
something?
of engulfed in black shadows, like wisps, or sort like how the time distortion was sort of playing with your eyes the first time you met him. This is like he looks like he's just past dead. Like he would look very young and very old at the same time. This is just sort of like grotesque and old and
list our assets.
warped. So you have the Moonstone Guard. You have the Wook Walker tribe. Your mom's group of were creatures.
We have us.
You have the 3 of you.
I don't know if we would be an asset, but
there is more information that you could find out about the city's defensive capabilities. Also, the motivation of why the Shadow King is here. Why is he? Yeah. There might be something that he wants that you could use as a leverage point, right?
Miss Walla. Kate.
Yes.
Kate?
Karina?
Karina?
Yep.
Yeah.
Only my friends call me Kate.
Okay. Kate.
And in that case, Kate.
Kate.
Who's in charge of your group, and who's in charge, who's the highest ranking Moonstone Guard around here?
There, as I think we mentioned this before, there's a council of druids that sort of runs Sarala. They are based here in rather than a large palace, they have a large central grove that is surrounded by a palace area.
I can't remember.
Is it inside these walls?
You have not talked to them.
Okay.
Is that inside these walls?
That's inside these walls, yes. That is, they're sort of like like Central Park. You know, there's like a big Central Grove area.
Central Grove.
Central Grove.
We need the highest ranking Wook. Is that not you? Anybody but you. What? Anybody but you. We need to keep you safe.
Okay.
We need to keep you safe. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to send out a team to parlay with the oncoming army.
Oh, all right. You want to talk?
We need to
They
find
seem
out
to be
their
a bunch
intentions.
of dead shadows and things. Unless you like happen to know one of them or something. Like what?
Do you know what they want, Mom? Why are they here? What is going on?
I can only guess, but if they have Cronamgaranth on their side,
Who's that?
oh right, I haven't told you about him. He is the leader of. He is highly regarded amongst the Soralans. He is not necessarily our leader, but he is that big ass fuck off dragon over there. But not in this form. This is
never heard you curse before.
Stakes are high.
it's kind of important. And anyway, Cronamgaranth is the leader of several orders and is revered amongst my people. I can only assume he has been brought unwillingly into the Shadow King's service, and he aims to use his powers to take control of the pillar. That must be what his aim is why he would be here.
And is the pillar in the city? Is it in the grove?
It's not here.
What is a pillar?
I think we talked about it.
Were you around for that? This is Ben asking. I think
that was
Does Julius
the
know
alternate.
this?
I know, because I don't
was that
think I
the
remember
alternate timeline?
anything. Because I think that was before Cronamgaranth, because he's the one that told us the pillars were actual objects, right?
Yeah.
No, but
your
Julius'
mom
mom
did.
Also did.
Remember, we had
Yeah,
breakfast at
Yeah, it was breakfast.
Moonbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last
over
time
brunch. This was
over
all
brunch.
downloaded.
Okay.
So you should know a little
This
bit
is like-
about the pillars.
Okay,
Literally
cool.
right before the war
Yeah.
horns.
Yeah, literally right before.
Yeah.
We were like
We're all
just
sitting at the
we just
table.
left the my tea is still warm.
Oh. Yeah, don't mind me.
Yeah, no, sorry. We're catching up. This is new for us too. We're just reviewing as well. So yes, so the part that she didn't get to telling you was that the entrance to the location of the pillar has to be accessed from inside Moonstone, which is why I think the Shadow King has moved against us. Once he had Cronamgaranth on his side, he would know that the location is here within Moonstone.
Can he sense the location, or could we disguise a different location while guarding the real location?
He wouldn't give it up willingly, the location. There may yet still be some part of him that is resisting.
Oh.
I can only hope that's the case.
Oh, they're using
or else all would already be lost. So there must be some information they don't have. They certainly don't know even those in our order don't know exactly how to get to the pillar itself. It's well guarded. It is known that there is a subterranean entrance somewhere in Moonstone. We've all had our theories, ideas of where it might be. I could take you to the sewers and we could head them off. That might be a potential way to stop them.
The pillar isn't movable, though. We can't take the pillar and bring it someplace else.
They're massive. They're rooted to the ground. And
We can't shrink it.
it's you know the crystal you carry, the
I mean, there's
piece of a
ways you can
godstone.
shrink
This
things
is
in magic,
a
but
godstone would represent 10% of a god's power. A full embodied god trapped inside of stone would be far bigger.
And this would be
This
like a
is-
Sorala stone, probably.
The theory goes that they are multiple gods. They are all the gods that are on the continent that made the sacrifice to keep gods out of this realm. They're
pillar-
giant conduits.
The pillar is a multi-stone?
Yeah, it's like striated. It was
Okay,
generally
okay.
how they're depicted in the ancient texts.
Well, we need to defend the walls. First off, keep him out of the city. This is the first line of defense right here.
I think we might be able to help with that. And you know, she like gives out a whoop, and these like humanoids, including your very good friend Borman, start coming out from, you know, various doors and stuff, and they start hulking out into their various forms. And your mom herself
No, we need you.
She's a big white bear now.
You're too important. Like, you're too important to this, and
too important to do my duty.
We can't have you.
She sounds like Dragar.
This isn't the This isn't the point at which the sacrifice should be made. Like, we need you alive.
All right. But you see all these other weird creatures start coming out.
Orrin doesn't want to see Julius's mom killed again.
Can't do it.
I mean, that's fair.
All right. So now you have
she can
books
bear it.
on the. There's Borman.
She can bear it real well.
Whole bunch of weird creatures coming out here, wolves and foxes and some dudes.
Okay.
Even like a crazy deer-looking dude. That's pretty cool.
Do we
Like a satyr.
have any? Is there any way to
Biggie.
break the Shadow King's hold over Cromangaranth?
It is possible. You might be able to, if you could get near him, if you could talk to him, he knows you pretty well, from what I understand.
I would remember if I met a giant time dragon.
I'm just shaking my head. Yep.
Well, honey, you might not, actually. Time is a strange thing.
So this is the first time I meet him, but I'm going to know him better later.
Is she making little nods that she knows that the timeline's been rippled?
She doesn't know,
Okay.
but she is aware of like what the time dragon, what time can be affected. She might take it as like a second thought that this might be the first time that she remembers any of this, but it may have happened before in a different way. It probably has occurred in many different ways. This is just
Julius.
the
I
one that
don't
she's
think
here
time doesn't. It's been postulated that time doesn't really. It's not really a line per se. Things in the future and the past could have all happened at simultaneous times, and
Okay, no time for that now.
just saying. You may have met him already. You may meet him in the future, but he knows all of time.
It would certainly be what we can't help is that the Shadow King now knows that Moonstone is vital to his plans. But what we can do is maybe take a piece of the puzzle out of his strategy. If we can wrest control of give Cromangaranth his consciousness back, he certainly would not cooperate. And us having to fight off a giant dragon that can control time doesn't particularly seem like something that we would want to have not counted in our assets.
Do you know where the entrance is to go? The sewer entrance?
Theories.
Yeah, we'd have to get down to the sewers, and I could take you there. And once inside, the sewers aren't exactly a nice place, but there's rumors that we'd have to look for a way further in underground. But
I mean, to your point, this is the first line of defense. Is the wall, is Moonstone.
Yes.
I do think it's important that it's defended as long as possible.
This could also be a diversion, so yeah, we should get maybe toward the pillar.
Not quite where I was going.
Is that what your thought? No.
I like what you're thinking.
Tony
My thought was, I'm curious. So, like, the Wook Walkers have theories of where the entrance is. It's somewhere in the sewers, but you guys don't know where.
So the Order of the Divided Sky, like part of their deal is that they protect the locations of the pillars.
Yeah.
And
so they
keep
sort
an
of know
eye
the
on
entrance in which to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So my
they
thought
know it's
is,
underground in Moonstone, and that's how you get there.
So my thought is,
there's also
what
the
if,
further complication that this particular one is it is also hidden in time,
right?
As well.
Right.
It's not so much where it is. You'd have to know how to get there, but you also have to know when it is. Which is also a secondarily complicated wrinkle in this plan. But
any chance
you have to know both things.
Any chance there are message rocks available in this town?
Messaging stones? Certainly, yes. We can.
So my thought is, if the
You guys just have a belt of like cell phones, like the Beeper King,
selling them drugs.
So my thought is, if the Wookwalkers are more inclined to know when and where this could be, my thought is like a small party of them goes and searches for the location. But I guess if it's a when, it could change.
And the closest,
because my thought is they go search, they know where it is. We help defend the wall. Maybe get the shadow out of the Cromangriant so then he can have his faculties. But then if they breach or something is a problem, we have a backup plan if they know where. So now all we have to do is run to where, go to it, and then head them off.
So we send an advance team to go find the where.
And or when.
And we might know the when.
Maybe.
In our 545? That's what I think.
What?
That was off the table, I think.
Yeah. That's above the table.
No, that might be important. That's what he said to you.
And one other thing. I can spend an action point if we're in combat right now, but also just as flavor, as a fighter, I can know my enemy. And if I spend 1 minute with a creature outside of combat, can we say
I would say
that
Shadow King we probably have to some extent, maybe, up to your discretion, and definitely Cromangriant.
Yeah, my question is Cromangriant. Like, what did we see when we were leaving that he was doing that might be good knowledge to know on like what his kind of weapon capabilities? What is his weapons package?
You saw him. So in the alternate timeline, in
that's
the battle,
technically not like that's not what it actually says here.
Time breath.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah. So you saw
get,
him
like,
like breathe on a bunch of
agility
dudes, and it like it just turned them to ash. Like it aged them. Like it's a time vortex type breath weapon.
Time breath.
He seems to exist in multiple states of time. All of these seem to be like posthumous times that he is now existing in. Like he's sort of shadowy undead kind of bit. So it might work slightly different. It might be, he's definitely under the control of something. He just looks different, and he was, yelling and threatening everybody.
Well, I'll relay to Kate that we need Karina.
Yeah.
That we need defense against a time breath. Some sort of like shield against the time breath.
An anti-time shield.
Yeah, perfect.
Now we just have to invest.
Is it just made of babies? Like
throw the youngest at it to shield us.
They'll have longer.
I don't have the solution, but
I don't think this is.
But this dragon's gonna attack us with its time breath.
Well,
and we need to be able to defend against it.
Well, what about the druids that run this city? What can they do?
Yeah.
They are capable of quite a bit. They built these very walls.
Let's get them up here.
With their powers. They absolutely will come down. You see them they've already mobilized. You see like sort of an army of like
falcons,
like giant eagles and stags and all these like animals sort of like circling up out of the central grove.
Cool.
And there's like kind of
nature on our side.
There's like 5 kind of giant creatures of land and air and not sea. That would be silly. One guy shows up as a giant octopus.
Kraken.
Like a fish is just flopping.
Just like that.
Magic carp.
Like there's one massive looking Oliphant type creature and giant eagle and
sandworm.
Do I think that the mind sense, like invade mind, my psionic feature could somehow, if I were to invade Cromangriant's mind, could I begin to somehow untangle it or attempt to influence his consciousness, or at least see what the hell is going on in there?
Mind duel.
Mind bullets. Your mom says that actually might be our best defense against him, is to fight fire with fire. The Shadow King is in his mind. If we could somehow get in there as well, and we could perhaps amplify your ability to do such a thing with some of our more powerful druid magic, and perhaps even the council could aid in this endeavor and meet him on a different battlefield than the one he has chosen today.
I'm going to peek up and over and look at the formation of this shadow army. Based on their position, is there any way that I can see that there's a hierarchy of any of these skeletons or shadows? Like, does it look like there's someone in charge here?
There are definitely some
general
looking. Yeah, you've got sort of like a front line surrounding this dragon, and then back there's some skeleton shadows that have big swords and capes, and they look like, higher up, like generals or commanders of various kinds. There's one, a couple of robed ones with glowing eyes and things like that. You're seeing this off at a distance. They've definitely set up just outside of threatened range, right? Of any of the artillery from the castle. So they're sort of holding there, and awaiting your surrender, essentially, is what they're they're going to attack.
Does it look like this is going to be a long-term siege, or does this look like they have can I see how they're planning to attack the gate, or the walls?
They are certainly counting on the strength of numbers that they have, led by a big fuck-off dragon. And so they are essentially going to do a full frontal assault. From what you can see, your military mind and training is sort of okay, they've got archers, they've got pikes up front, and they're just going to storm the gates and probably use that big dragon to break down the gate. There are some magic wielders amongst them. There's a crazy kind of flying bird shadow skeleton thing. Looks like this.
A ring wraith.
It looks like this.
Ooh.
Oh, word.
Creepy. An Iron Maiden.
You see some big hulky looking shadowy minotaur dudes, and see
we've
all
seen
kinds
those
of
before.
stuff.
Do you guys think it's a good idea to have a small conquest go look for
the
entrance?
Yeah, because they could be under the city too. This could be a distraction. We need to defend the thing that is defendable.
So while we continue to talk about what we're going to do, I want to send, I don't know, 4 Wooks that have
Can be
that knowledge
trusted.
that would be,
Yeah.
one can be trusted, 2 have the knowledge of when and where, or at least a sense of it.
And I wouldn't mind Karina being one of them.
Fair.
Okay.
But I want one to come back to I want all of them to go get message stones, and then one to come back with a message stone, and then the party to go, so that we can have some sort of communication.
Yeah. I think these would be easy enough to find here on the walls. That's how they communicate.
What's that?
So your
Comstones?
mom
Okay.
just asks somebody, and you have a set.
Comstones.
Comstones.
I love it.
You have messaging stones. You have So you have a set of those if you want.
That'd be great.
Who is going? Someone can help me assault this dragon's mind, because that's what I'm about to do. So
She says, "That sounds like a great plan."
Thanks, Mom.
I love you, son. I'm gonna go. If you
I'm gonna
want,
go
I will
now.
go down to the sewers. We will look for the entrance
Yeah,
into
great. And then report back.
where the pillar can be found. We'll come back. I will get the
Or
druids
yell at us
will
and be
help
like, "Get
you
here
with
fast."
this spell. I don't know if you can do it from the walls, or you'll probably have to sneak up closer.
10 spaces. I'm good.
10 spaces.
A parlay.
Yeah, they are
Under the
further
guise
than
of a
this is
parlay.
not to scale. They are further away than 10
We could do it under the guise of a parlay.
We could.
Sure.
Yeah. So while they are in formation and stuff, they are just sort of holding, and there's a lot of activity.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, and there's a
actively-
huge, I assume, as
Yeah,
far
it's
as we can see,
basically
It's pretty
cinematic.
parlay and/or in an hour we're gonna do something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be impossible to sneak back into the enemy position. That's possible. You wouldn't want to do it right from the front. You probably have to go
What
around.
are you talking about? Just jump
at
down the wall.
night.
Just start walking.
Yeah. It does seem like so
One guy.
Karina also adds that it is near sunset at this point, right? Let's see. No, it's like midday.
I was kidding. They just interrupted
brunch.
breakfast.
It was brunch when we were.
Yeah. Never mind. Sorry, I was thinking it was sundown. But it is brunch, so it's midday, so they still have plenty of time to attack. They probably will not attack at night because Soralans become far more powerful in the moonlight. So they're probably, you have a limited amount of time before they have attacked. They will certainly not give you till nighttime before they do something.
Got you.
Likely. So she says that's my guess at their strategy.
So if we go with the parlay plan and we go with the mind assault, we then, if it works, are still stuck in the middle of a battlefield.
I mean, I don't know how battle rules work, or is it just like, nope, we don't take that, and then we walk back to our things and then start fighting, or are they just going to fight?
Usually the rules of a parlay.
Right, well, but I think we're going to betray those rules when we assault its mind.
Fair.
So, and also, like, I don't know how
he wouldn't
lawful
know that.
The Shadow King is, or how much they
like,
care. I was just thinking if we need
the Shadow
to...
King has within his mind, he might just have it corrupted, but not necessarily like...
If we need to run...
Sure.
After this, then we're on the middle of a battlefield.
However, we do have druids and were creatures. Maybe they can turn. Maybe we can take some that turn into flying creatures that can like lift us and go.
Maybe.
Sounds like a pretty good plan. We'll try to secure your way into the sewers. You go with the you see like these big creatures have now made it to the walls. Like the eagle transforms into just like this small old lady, and
yeah,
you know,
she can take us.
The big elephant is just like some middle-aged sort of gnomish man. You know, he's like, "Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you guys."
Hey,
what do you mean, how's it going?
Pretty good, huh?
Hold on,
right.
you can't see
Holy
above. You
shit,
can't
what's
see above the wall, can you?
Lift me up! I have to see.
Neat.
I was an elephant. I was
Look
at
at
ground level. Looking at you. Never shake a baby.
But you
Never
may
shake
use
a
babies
gnome.
against time breath.
Yeah, don't shake them. Just
Let's
lash
get a
them
giant
together as
dome
a
of
shield.
Babies. I like this plan.
It's like the Morty Dome.
The Morty Dome of babies. Just
It's somehow worse.
That's so
worse.
horrific.
Yeah.
Please never make
Not-
art of that.
Mine.
We'll go to special kind of
Snip,
jail.
No, you should leave it in. It's hilarious. So, humble druids. Here's my thought. I can attempt to assault the mind and get into the mind of the time dragon, and perhaps we can fight the Shadow King there. And I could use some help if you're able to do that.
Yes.
Also,
Might work.
a quick getaway plan for the parlay crew that goes out there, like flying creatures and whatnot.
Well, we can use our powers to help project you into the mind of this dragon. Amplify your spell and take your friends with you, and not exactly corporeal, but you will be in a place that feels physical.
Oh, we're going with it.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
You're going to send him in there by yourself?
No.
I thought it was a mind battle. I didn't know if it was. I
We
didn't
have to
know if
get
it was
close.
like
It
mind
might-
teleportation and like physically enacted out.
Well, the way that
Crazy.
it might seem different, the way that the mind
Yeah.
physicalizes itself under duress and in.
I didn't know we were allowed. So that's all.
I think we could probably do that, and it would.
From here, or do we have to like be closer?
We would have to be close. We would have to be.
So we'll go under the guise of parlay.
Word. Do you know how?
I can talk with the enemy commander.
Do you know how time works when we're in there? Like, if we're inside the mind, does it like stop time? Does it move faster? Does it?
So you see what the little gnome guy looks over the thing again and sort of like checks the thing. Okay, I've got an idea. He's not Paterio. I don't know why he is. Okay, I've got an idea. Maybe we can just get you close enough without them seeing.
That works.
Yes. All right. And he turns into like what looks like a giant mole with like big, long, saber-length claws, and he starts digging behind the wall and like
Secret tunnel.
secret tunnel.
Yeah.
He's digging a big ass tunnel underneath the beneath the ground below you and is digging. He was like marking the direction, and now he's digging out.
Stop if you hit a pillar.
Okay, I won't go that deep. And then you just hear that sort of like, I guess, in your mind. I guess the badge. I don't know if the moles can talk either. Just start digging.
I could probably talk to him psionically until he gets
you could talk
distance.
to him.
But
yeah. So his plan is to get you in there clandestinely, and
So
then
are we
at least
following
come
him, or
in
are we- what
up
are we
and
doing?
under behind.
yeah, and so then and he is then able to use cast the druid magics that's going to project us.
Well, he could probably have
Amplify.
to turn back into a gnome down there,
Well.
but he could dig out a little, hut.
But
the
because
tunnel?
that's also part of what we need also.
Yeah. Well,
Because-
he'll probably
we
have to
need
like
help
dig up
amplifying.
to the surface so
Yeah.
you can see him,
Yeah.
and then. But his plan is to go underneath and
Great.
just-
Should we parlay as a distraction then, or no parlay?
Yeah, I think we're
Okay.
just following the giant mole.
Okay.
motions with his claw. Come on! And the other druids are following behind. There's 4 of them and the big mole.
Okay.
They've all adopted like either subterranean forms or just their normal like
Forget these
humanoid
are druids,
persons.
so they have more choices.
Yeah.
These are arch druids.
I think they can probably talk. I think
they-
that's one of the class features.
Yeah.
as animals.
druid?
Yeah,
I
he
think
can talk. Okay, then he can talk. I can talk. I can talk. I can talk. Talk. I can talk.
So we're under the ground.
Great. You're under the ground. You're digging out about, I don't know, say they're a few hundred feet off for sure. And then he keeps going and sort of like stops for a second, sniffs, looks up and starts going, start digging like upwards. And he slows down, as he gets towards the surface and like just starts parting the earth a little bit, and then you see a little motes of sun coming down. He opens up a small hole with like 1 claw's worth.
Yeah, I lied. They can't talk to us. Druids can talk to animals.
Yeah, he's just been
Plants.
doing charades this whole time.
Cool.
Just giant
Great.
mole charades.
Great.
Yeah, so then he pops
Yes,
back
big mole.
into his human form or gnome form, and he says, He's about I don't know why he's Paterial. He's not Paterial. He says he's about
10 clicks.
we're
that
about
way.
10 feet, 10 spaces behind him. We're about 100 feet behind him. No, 50 feet or so.
Okay.
That way.
What do you? So then, and you're just gonna
So
magic.
they start. So the druids have started like drawing
circle.
in the earth. Drawing like arcane sigils and things like that.
Okay.
And they start to glow a little bit with various colors, of energy.
I'm
They
gonna
start-
I'm gonna draw something also for you in an attempt to aid you in this, to give you an aid
Okay.
help die. But I'm gonna draw a
Phalanx.
no, it's what's the
Flannel lips.
sand? What's a sand thing?
Hourglass.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw an hourglass for you,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say like the time imagery of the hourglass is important, and if you can imagine all iterations of this dragon from like its birth and every possible path, again like that house plant, like the roots like branching out into like all the decisions that it could possibly make, that might help.
Cool.
Don't ask me how I know,
Open your mind, man.
Open your mind.
but my attempt is to give you a
Cool.
D8 on it.
I will take your D8 and anything else that helps.
Fantastic. Okay, so you have an additional. What do you have to roll for your mind? Mind touch. Bad touch. Bad touch.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Roll for bad
I
brain
can like
touch.
read emotions. I can read thoughts, and those are both like spell checks.
Okay.
Assault mind, it just kind of lets me do damage.
Do damage to
I
the
can
mind
just
prison.
For the duration of Mind Sense, you can spend 1 AP and 1 SP to target a creature you can sense and attempt to enter their mind to subvert it. And then it gives me like Assault Mind. I can deal psychic damage. I can read emotions or read thoughts. But like really, I just want to get in there
Okay.
and see what the hell is going on. at the
So there's
moment.
no roll then for that.
Not at this
We're
point.
gonna open the hood.
immediately.
This is an open the hood check.
Kind of.
Great. Let's just call it a
I mean, part of me feels like it should just be a spell check.
Yeah, just like a spell check, like an attack.
I'm totally agree with that.
Great. With a help action, D8.
Great.
And you'll get a collective additional...
Can I spend another AP to give myself advantage on this check as well?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Excellent.
I was going to say, I think they will... Yeah, let's do it by the rules. Yeah, you're spending another action point.
Great.
Can you stack help actions?
Yeah, but well, in earlier versions you could, and it would go from D8, D6, like D4.
I'm not sure about.
Also, did they? Yeah, I don't know. We're not in combat necessarily either, so.
Let's just see what we roll, and we'll see if this works, or if they have to. Maybe they can let you try again.
I don't know. I think this is going to go all right. 16, 21, 26.
26. Yeah, that'll do it. I guess you should probably roll.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be against his mental defense, right?
Sure,
So,
mystical.
But it's
defense.
Dynamic because that's how this works. And he rolled a 15.
Maybe they don't.
So we'll say that is not enough. And so
doesn't have a plus 10.
As you like reach out with your mind to him, you hear one of the gnome druids says, "Quickly, grab his shoulder," and to the two of you, and you guys, and as this like psychic beam shoots out of Julius's head, which is just peeking over the ground, and you see about 50 feet away the back of a giant shadow dragon. And suddenly you feel like a whoosh of air and movement, and the three of you feel yourselves shot forward psychically.
Wait,
and
what?
Yeah, you're sort of like you are no longer standing in a hole in the ground behind a dragon and with a bunch of druids. You are now in what feels like a just black abyss. You are walking on like liquid shadow. There is a layer of water, almost like you're walking in a big puddle.
It's like some Stranger Things shit.
Viscous is exactly like Stranger Things shit.
Cool.
But very copyright distinct. Just
totally
enough.
Different. It's totally different.
Yeah. This is like liquid shadow in an eternal black abyss, and you are looking around, and you see for just a moment you see nothing, and then all of a sudden you see what could be 10 feet away, it could be a mile away, a stream of sand, white sand, trickling down from some unknown point of origin.
Yeah, you were totally right.
Ahead of you. Yeah. And it seems to be just hitting the surface that you're walking on, this like sort of liquid shadow surface, disappearing, like pools and for a second, and then so almost like the water is absorbing into the sand, just pulls it straight down. But there does seem to be like a string of sand in front of you.
Well, I say
an uncertain amount of distance.
Okay, so I was wrong about the dynamic thing.
I thought you were going to attack its mind. Now we're in its mind?
We're attacking it from the inside together.
Are you
Orrin?
kidding?
This is what you were made. This is what you were born for, friend.
I don't know that I can protect you in here. I don't know what this is. What is this?
So you physically, you look exactly like you do every other day.
These were nice shoes.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. Well, you don't seem to be like, you're not splashing in the water. It's just like you're walking on top of liquid. Yeah, like a liquid shadow that is almost indiscernible from the black abyss around you.
Just real quick, I want to can I touch it?
No.
I mean, it just seems to be some kind of solid.
Like, there's no time for fear, Orrin.
Can I go
like
in?
You're walking on a puddle.
No, but can I scoop?
No, you're kind of repelled by it as soon as you.
This is the embodiment of the Shadow King, right?
Huh.
I don't know, or maybe this is what the inside of a mind looks like.
No,
I've actually never done this before.
Stab its mind.
This is all pretty new to me, honestly. But I think we go toward the white sand because it's different. And then maybe we start yelling for Karamgaranth or
Karamgaranth.
Sure, or the Shadow King.
Tell him we love him, or like what do we?
Maybe tell him to fight, or Shadow King, show yourself. I don't know. I am also out of my depth at this point.
All right. So you're approaching the white strand
to the sand.
Strand of sand.
Divine school wasn't my
divination.
No.
It's all really trippy and very symbolic. It's all very important.
I'm very destruction based.
Yes. So you see this long strand of falling sand grains, and it goes up until you can't see it anymore. It just sort of fades into the shadow abyss above you.
It's like sand in a hourglass.
Yeah. And as you approach it, it sort of like slows down until it stops midair, similar to the way you saw it before in his time hourglass.
I have no idea what that means. Karam, we're here to help you. We're here to fight the Shadow King. You can do it.
You hear a voice from high above you.
You're an idiot.
Almost at the top of the.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
That echo took 12 episodes to
Echoes through time.
Exactly, the echoes of time, and it just barely a whisper, but also a yell from far away. It says, "Be gone, intruder."
Oh, well, he knows we're here.
Was that Kernamgranth from what we know?
Yeah, it sounded more like
A big
him, but
dragon.
not entirely him. It sounded like almost at least more than one voice. Yeah, there's like a slight echo behind it as well.
Show yourself, shadow monster.
If you seek me, you come and find me.
Oh my god. I am going to get out my rapier and just start poking things.
I try to like put my hand through the sand.
As the sand has come to a complete stop in midair, it is like a rope. It is something you could likely ascend.
I start climbing.
I'll go second.
I
All
did
right.
just take athletics as my next skill.
Oh,
so,
nice.
We'll need some athletics checks to climb this rope.
I guess I'm third.
Well, yeah, he always likes to be in the middle.
This is a very light. It's very light.
It is, right? It's weird.
Ugh.
But it has the glittery, so it feels
Yeah, it has
timey. So I'm gonna
Mhm. All right.
use it.
New dice
It's also tainted because the DM gave it to me.
It's true.
from
It's gonna
Kuroheim. You can check them out on the
fail.
internet.
I haven't rolled
See?
mine yet.
I
Tainted.
took mine away. Yeah, no, I got a
Oh.
6.
You got a.
21.
Did you leave it out under the new moon?
No,
Well,
I
that's
literally
probably-
just used it out of the box.
Yeah.
Sunday though.
Was 20. What?
I got a 6.
6.
I got a 21.
21.
I'm holding them up.
4.
4.
I'm holding
What
both of
order
them.
were we going up?
Well,
You were going
he's on
first.
the ground.
That was less.
I
How do
haven't
you
even.
climb?
Yeah,
God,
I don't
man.
know. Climbing
This isn't
sand is
rope?
not easy.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you didn't get very far up the rope. You get up a little bit
Try
and then
again.
slip down.
I hold
Orrin,
you.
yeah, you're gonna make a I guess a second athletics check to hold him in place.
23.
23. Yeah, you easily
Whoa!
you sort of whoop,
Thank you.
you
What are
like
you hanging
lock your
on
legs. Yeah, you like somehow lock your legs around the sand
But we're
rope.
standing on the ground.
Yeah, like
So like,
We haven't
not
left
that
yet.
yeah. All
Robbie,
right.
how'd you fall? We're still here.
You manage, like Fezzik climbing up the cliffs of insanity. Everyone's just holding on to Orrin.
All right,
as
hold
he
on. I'll catch up.
gets us,
Yes.
gets us up.
I mean,
That was an 11 to start again.
cantrips.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
Okay.
You're doing
I mean, I think I have the guidance cantrip.
I'm
Can I
catching
just
up.
continually just be like, "You're doing great, guidance. Keep it going. You're doing great.
yeah.
One
for
hand
sure.
over the other. Come
sure.
on, buddy.
I'm gonna
Come
need you to make
on.
an athletics.
Do you have a whip?
You need to make
right.
with these guys on you. It'll be an athletics check at a disadvantage.
No, I got
No,
it now.
no, this is-
I got it now.
Okay.
Well, that's not
You're
gonna be-
climbing by yourself.
Then we should climb by ourselves. That's not tenable.
All right. So you can climb by yourself.
Well, here then, if you want to climb by yourself, then.
Orrin's like cruising up the rope.
Oh, I'm right behind you, buddy. That was a 17 for my next one.
17. That's better. Yes, you're doing great. It's going to take 3 successful checks per person to make it.
Halfway
Up.
there. Uh-oh.
10.
14.
14's enough. There you go.
10.
A 10. You struggle with the next.
It's
little
easier
bit.
if I'm holding on to you guys.
I don't believe that.
So for some reason.
Oh,
7.
flirted with a natural 20.
20, dirty 20.
All right, dirty 20. Orrin is making enough successful checks for everybody.
18.
18's enough. There you go.
7.
7. So that's how many failures?
I mean, 1 to start, so then I restarted.
Yeah, don't
Then
count
I got
that
an
one.
11 and a 17 and a 7. In that order.
7. Okay, so that's 2 successes and one failure.
15 for the last
15. Okay, that's enough for you to get up, and you're fine. And you need one more success.
I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall. Don't let me fall, Orrin. Don't let me fall. Natural 20.
Boom.
You're welcome.
I just had to channel your help. That's all.
Yes.
I just had to believe that your hand was on my shoulder.
I do have an inspiring presence.
Yes.
You do?
Inspiring
You have to
presence.
spend stamina for that. But
I haven't yet.
Oh.
Yeah, so we don't know that.
Great. So
Secrets you keep from us.
You climb up this rope made of sand, and you find yourselves suddenly in almost like you're climbing down to another floor, and then suddenly you stand up in what was facing down back towards where you came. But now
anyone else have
like you reached the other
Nope,
side.
don't think about it too hard, man. We just got to keep going.
There's a little bit of vertigo in there.
Ooh.
You know how he.
And you find yourselves in a strange sort of triangular shaped room that is familiar to you guys. This looks like the inside of the temple where you first met Cronamgaranth in that main that big room. Yeah. No, this is like his chamber where it was just him.
Okay.
So it's like there's no mirrors and stuff. There is a set of doors.
Okay.
Julius, this place does seem slightly familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. And you see the large dais where you saw Cronamgaranth before, and there seems to be no sign of the dragon, but there is a giant hourglass shattered on the floor, like almost snapped in half, right? And pouring out of it is
we just climbed
white
up?
sand on one side, sort of like kind of turning into wisps, and then the other one is full of like black tendrils that are coming out of the other side, and they seem to be like almost like snakes or pit vipers. They're like fighting each other.
Huh.
The white sand and the black shadow wisp sand does seem to be fighting, and at this point it almost looks like the black shadow is winning.
That makes sense.
And that is what you see in this room before you.
So how much like shadow presence is there just around us? Like shadow.
It just seems to be like a black expanse expanding in all directions. So you have like the floor of what
I think that's just like the black expanse. I think is just what the interior of mines look like. I think the shadow is the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Shadow King is the sand.
Yeah.
Should we attack the black tendrils?
Yep. Let's go.
All right. Yeah.
I cast.
Yeah, I'll let you guys do something there. It's far too preoccupied with attacking the hourglass than.
I'm gonna definitely cast Lightning Blade on myself, on my blade.
Can you cast that on other people?
No, I think it has to be on me.
Him. Yeah.
So Lightning Blade, you imbue. A melee weapon you're wielding, as in me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna spend a mana point to change the duration for a minute, and then I'm also gonna spend an arcane point.
Okay.
Spend 3 MP to gain. No, oh, there it is. 2 AP and an MP. So then I'll spend 2 AP and a arcane point rather than a mana point because Fire Shield is part of my spell school initiate. So I can spend arcane points on that instead of mana points to cast Fire Shield on myself.
Okay.
Those are my 2 things that I'm doing to ready myself for this.
Okay, great.
I do need to make a spell check.
Yes.
That is not higher than 15, so I have 2 temporary hit points.
All right. So Ravi does that. We'll say that that's about the only thing we can do before. Are you attacking the thing directly, or
no? This is just on our way to.
Anybody else doing anything?
This is our
before?
readying actions, I guess.
I mean, I guess I would just like to look around this room and see what else.
I'm
is
getting
here.
ready
There's the
for
broken.
combat.
I was about to like just swing my sword into it. So yeah, I don't know.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
What
can
else is
start
in this
us off.
room? But
Okay.
What else is in this room is there does seem to be a door sort of into like a door frame with a door in it into the room, whatever is extending off of this room. You see, make me a awareness check.
Dice is on fire. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Fantastic. You see two other things in the opposite corners of the room. So you're sort of in the center of the room where this hourglass is on a big dais, and then back almost imperceptible and wrapped in just the darkness of this place and the vast expanse of it. So that you might not even think it was anything to notice, but your keen eyes perceive what looks like a little pile of ashes on the right side of the room, sort of white and glittery with a little bit of purpley hue in there.
Okay.
But most certainly from something that has been turned to ash.
Okay.
And then in the other side, you see little flecks of a purple and white gossamer thin, like, pieces. You can't quite tell what it is. Well, with a natural 20, you can. It looks like pieces of an eggshell, of a rough-hewn sort of pieces of an eggshell. So you have piles of eggshell on one side and ashes on the other.
So like birth and death. Okay. Okay. I will communicate that psychically to my friends to see if that helps.
Birth and death.
Birth and death. What?
I don't know. You told me to imagine all the possible iterations of a dragon in order to get here.
Yes.
Now you're chafing me.
Are we walking on eggshells now?
No, I think it's like the birth and death of the dragon. From the egg, from ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Did you take one of the hourglasses? I thought someone
Evil
was trying-
Julius did. I don't know if I still have it.
Have you reached inside your bag at any point?
Haven't had time.
I probably not. And I'm probably not going to now either.
You would have to look to see if it was there.
Man, now I'm regretting. Like, I know what that hourglass says. Great.
That'll open your mind.
William and Orrin don't know. And I'm going to just like swing at the black
shadow.
tendrils.
Yeah, okay. Make an attack roll. And let's roll initiative. Why not?
Good God.
In point 9, it's going to just be attack checks.
For initiative?
For initiative. But we can do whatever we want, obviously.
Right.
What if I'm not attacking?
They're getting rid of the whole, like, make a thing, acrobatics check.
But I do like the, like, flavor it how you want to initiate.
Yeah, it is easier, I will say, to not have to worry about, because it does kind of slow things down when you're like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Sure.
What are you doing? Okay.
Okay.
It's an attack check?
Yes.
Hey.
You like to go last.
It's true. You're always mad when you don't.
That's true. Why am I angry then?
So
It feels weird, right?
It feels weird.
All right. What did we get?
16.
16. That's enough to beat it.
7.
7.
17.
Okay, so that is Ravi is ahead of Julius with 17. 16. And then we will go there. The black tendrilled. Go ahead and make your attack,
Orrin,
and then we'll go into orders.
Would it be like with my action points and stuff, or is this just like an attack?
Yeah, I'll say that you got a, like, that round was essentially he had the surprise condition and didn't get to do anything.
Okay, first time, point 8. How do I do this? I'm going to attack
What are we
with my
doing?
long sword.
All right.
And so that's just an attack. I will, let's do some other things here. I'm gonna attack with my sword. I'm going to power it up. I'm going to attempt to expose these tendrils. I'll power it up again. And I'll power it up again. 3 power-ups and
Power.
and expose on this one.
All right.
So that's what...
Roll it.
16 to hit.
That'll hit. this thing.
And then you have to roll save
2,
for
3,
expose.
4. Yeah,
I
that's
do have to roll
4,
a save
and then
for
yep,
expose.
Against your save DC.
What is your
15.
natural 20?
Not
Not exposed. But that is.
How do you expose sand?
I don't know.
It's shadow sand.
It becomes glass.
My point. Oh, sorry.
According to this cool new counter we got.
Yeah. Shout out for the counters.
Yes.
Sweet.
Dun dun
He has 90 hit points.
I'm not using mine.
I'm just kidding.
90.
I'm kidding.
It's cool. We got it.
We got this.
It was set to 90, but that's incorrect. Okay. Damage.
Yeah.
4.
4.
4?
4 damage.
4 damage. All right.
That's it.
My longsword kind of got nerfed a little bit, but that's okay. I have more stamina points.
Yeah, as you sort of slice into this shadowy, sandy thing, it doesn't quite connect in the way that you think it does, so it doesn't quite do.
Oh, our combat
damage as
mastery
you
went up,
thought.
so that's why our
Okay.
CC went up.
But it does connect and it does slice into this thing, and it sort of rears back and almost grows and looks in this crazy looking large pseudopoded black sand type creature.
I've angered it.
Good job.
I've aggravated the sand. And yeah, and you that is
It's moving, Ravi.
It's moving. Great. All right, here we are in the black void, fighting a big black thing and a black void and a void and a thing. All right, fighting the sand. Ravi, you're up.
Does it move?
Fight the sand
does it
harder.
have a move speed, or is it like just in its own
It
space?
has not moved yet. It just sort
Does it
of
look
grew
like
to
it can?
Mhm.
All right. Cool.
I could spend one more action point.
This
I
particular-
could spend an action point to figure that out if you want me to.
I mean,
I'm smart about this stuff, Robbie.
it
Do you have
moving
any
helps
left over?
a lot of my things.
I have 1 left over.
Well, it didn't grow until you hit it, so we'll say that you would have to wait until your next turn.
Okay.
That'd be great. But I'm still
Robbie,
gonna
you're up.
do. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna
Do some things.
So I'm going to also. I'm going to take the attack action. I'm going to, with my rapier,
Mhm.
I'm going to try to expose it because I can do that now. Power attack.
Power attack. Go.
Okay. And then I'm going to give myself advantage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 23 to hit.
Boom. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Heavy hit or no?
Yes, heavy hit.
Sweet. So the rapier
Mhm.
will do 1. Power attack is 2. Godstone is 1 force damage.
Yes.
And now it is encased in, if it moves, it'll take 2 sonic damage
Okay.
because of the lightning blade.
Great. So piercing damage was say again.
It was actually slashing damage.
Sorry, slashing damage was
With the rapier?
Yeah, so I used it as a sword. That's the multifaceted part of the rapier. You can use it as a sword or as a
So
spear.
piercing or slashing, your choice,
Interesting. Okay.
depending on what type.
Oh, and then you have to make a save for expose. DC 15.
Evil Julius knows all about this kind of stuff.
It is exposed now. It's sort of like
Yes!
flares
So
back.
now
and
if I
sort
use
of-
it as a sword again, I get a +1 damage.
Ooh, and if it's exposed, I get things.
Okay, it is exposed.
Sick. That's
Till
my
the
turn.
beginning of your next turn, right? Or the end of your next turn? I think it's the end of your next turn. Enemy number 1, he's up.
End of my next turn.
Great. Cool. So he is going to try to it sort of like shudders for a second, and then let's see who did the most damage to it. It didn't like Orrin. Orrin, you need to make me a mental save, please.
You can't parry that.
As it sort of like shudders and then lets out this ear-splitting
You're just like,
shriek.
oh no, it got through!
Yeah, it just goes.
A
and you
mental
hear this
save.
noise. Yes.
Um,
Charisma or intelligence, your choice.
God. God, no. 7.
Wait,
My ears start bleeding.
your ears have been bleeding a lot lately. I think you should get them checked.
Yes.
Time thing.
Cool.
What?
Then you are going to take.
not
let's
wrong.
see. Let's see. You will take 3 points of psychic damage.
Woof.
Brain fart, and then you are stunned for.
Ooh, you're back to stun.
Your
what do they call-
favorite.
oh, it's not stunned in this version. It's called something else.
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
Yes,
I think
you
is what
are-
it was.
That's what the hold person was. Sorry,
Yeah.
buddy.
That's okay.
It's
Sorry.
the lie. It's the funniest
Within
part
the
of
it's
that.
okay.
Well, it's like I just remembered also. I was like, Ben, attack hurt me more.
It's all coming
It's
rushing
all
back.
just playing on. You are.
What's funny is that would be like 3 months ago by the time this airs.
That's true.
Yeah,
But time is funny
But time is funny.
at PeakD&D these days.
it's true. In so many different ways.
You are. I think you're just. You would be incapacitated. Yes. You can't speak, concentrate, or spend action points.
Can I spend stamina points?
What
I'm
about
gonna go with
magic
no.
points?
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I think you're just incapacitated. Because
Yeah.
paralyzed, you are stunned, exposed, and incapacitated.
Okay.
You just
It's not quite that.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are incapacitated.
So count your blessings, because you could have been paralyzed.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a stunned condition too. What is this? Sometimes I make shit up and I don't write it down.
It's okay, Ben. I just won't go on my turn.
You don't get any more turns. You got to go
So-
once.
Won't
okay.
play DC20.
So in the realm of DC20, so it is incapacitated, then stunned, where you are exposed and incapacitated. Then it would be paralyzed, where you are stunned, exposed, and incapacitated. Hold on.
And my pants are on my ankles.
How can you be stunned? If you're already exposed and incapacitated, that's what I mean. You automatically fail saves and stuff too, so it is worse. Paralyzed is all 3 of them combined. Yes.
Which one am
So
I?
incapacitated.
Okay.
Lowest level.
Okay.
You can't move or
is he exposed though?
You can't speak, concentrate, or spend action points, so you can't move.
Okay.
Can't do anything.
Okay.
Yes, you can attempt
Do we know for how long?
for a round
For 2 minutes.
Okay.
till the end of his next turn, essentially.
Okay.
Woof.
Woof.
Julius, you're up.
Get it
What is the
together.
white sand doing?
The white sand seems to be so it's kind of wisping around. It's definitely like peeling back away from this giant thing, and it seems to be flailing about, like almost like reaching out for something. You can't quite tell.
My
Okay.
glasses.
Sort of flailing
Where are my
around.
glasses?
Okay. So then my telekinesis
That's telekinesis, Kyle.
that is telekinesis. All right, so then I would like to use
Mind bullets.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do a whole lot. Oh, okay. And it doesn't appear to be concentrating. Okay, great. So
I
here's
think
what we're going to do.
all bullets right now are
Telekinesis.
mine.
First AP. I'm going to grab 2 AP. I'm going to grab 2 different pieces, like piles of the ashes and the eggs, and I'm going to bring them closer to the sand to see if maybe that's what it's looking for. So that's 2 AP.
Okay.
I'm going to spend that an action point and a mana point, and I'm going to start doing my bardic
Start doing
perform,
thing.
and I'm going to start like silently, but in your guys' heads, giving you a rousing speech. And unfortunately, I didn't do my homework enough to have like a good one to like pump you up for battle. But
Holy Votor.
yeah, I'm just like, Votor, we are here doing the Lord's work, and this is the Shadow King, and he will not stand. And so then we get, everyone gets a +1 damage on one creature for the next minute.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna shoot him with a psionic bolt.
Yes.
The soul
Julius
of
has gained
Votor
some additional
compels you.
skills and is doing some bard stuff
Yeah.
as well.
Bard stuff.
Bard stuff.
In his inspirational preacher.
That's right.
style.
That's the direction we're going in. Fire and brimstone.
The will
This
of
will be the
Voltor
brimstone.
compels you.
Pretty much. We'll
love
see. Let's see. 11 plus 5. 16 against its mental defense.
That beats its mental defense. Yes.
Great.
Mystical defense?
Mystical defense, yeah.
Sure.
Mystical.
Excellent.
Did you guys even read the PDF?
No.
Shut up, man. And then I'm going to spend my stamina point, which I now have, and pump up that Psi Bolt. So 3 psychic damage.
3 psychic damage. Oh, it takes all of that. I have a little wheel too. I have a dial. I get to move a dial.
Ain't you fancy?
I am.
That
that's-
attack had. It says attacks have advantage on exposed. It says attacks. Is that all attacks?
Yeah, you could roll it again to see if you like crit or heavy hit.
Okay, and then the Bardic Inspiration also adds 1 to the damage, but I don't know if it's actually psychic damage. I don't know how you want to type that damage out.
I think it's. Doesn't it add the type of damage that's being done?
That sounds good to me.
Great, me too.
Could be
Throws
wrong.
an extra.
Nope, disadvantage. We're going to stick with where I was.
Fair enough.
That was me. That was my turns.
Delightful. Great.
Orrin, do something.
You are incapacitated.
Are you
Survive!
All right. And then Robbie, you're back up
or
again.
incapacitated?
You're
math
just
face.
sort of
What's the
like it
difference?
just screamed at you so loud in your brain parts. You just like you're just kind of reeling. And you'll probably come to after this.
I don't roll anything though.
No, there's no save on
Okay.
it. It's just
It's
duration.
just for 1 turn.
Yep.
But now you can use your defensive stuff.
Correct.
Am I coming out of it?
Yeah, at the end of your turn.
At
you
the end
come
of
out
his
it.
turn. At the end of his
His
turn.
turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Robbie, you're up.
Orrin. Orrin's my dog's name. The dog's name at home. Orrin. Orrin, get your shit together.
I thought it was just a little cute pet name that you got for
I mean,
me.
now it is.
For your manservant.
That's canon.
Ori!
Orrin.
What was
All right, over here.
What did evil Julius give?
I called you McGrupp.
McGrupp.
That's just what I call dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
Faithful hound.
He is exposed. Does it look like? I guess it didn't move. Does it move?
It has not moved. It didn't move that time. It just sort of shrieked.
Great.
It did seem to be contained in a big hourglass. Now it's far too big, but
Wait, it's
the
contained?
hourglass part is now inside of it. Well, before it was like, sort of coming out of the broken glass of the hourglass half
Oh, okay.
that it was in. And now it's grown to engulf whatever that is. To the point where you cannot see the
Okay.
hourglass, but you assume it's in.
So I'm going to attack it with my rapier. Boop. I'm going to power it up. I'm going to do my knockback maneuver.
Knockback.
And then what else did I do last time? Oh, gave myself advantage. Let's do that
Yes.
too.
You took some martial talents.
I took
to-
some martial
to do all
talents,
this stuff.
so I have all kinds of maneuvers now,
Yes,
and it's awesome.
it is very cool. We had to rebuild some of the characters with the new beta rules, so there's different talents and things at play here. But we'll
And things I've always had and just never used.
and just things we've learned along
Things
the way.
we didn't know. Who's to...
The real points
Who's
were
to
the things
say?
we learned along the way.
Shoot.
Friendship points?
Friendship
Yeah.
points. Friendship point
And
for
I'm
you.
using my rapier as a
Thanks, man.
sword. As a sword.
Yeah.
Not as good.
Sorry.
14.
14 will miss.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Damn it. That's my turn.
He just kind of just goos around it. He just gooed. He just gooed.
my turn.
That is him. He is going to pseudopod at let's see. Julius, you're still back there, right? Sure. Kind of behind him. You're
Are you
out of his reach.
pseudopoding me?
Okay.
Ravi and Orrin.
If I am safe, I am standing right where I am.
Can't speak. You're not exposed if you're incapacitated, though, are you? I don't think so. You
Oh, would
can't
I have
spend
gotten
action
double
points.
advantage? Is that a thing?
For what? Double advantage. You can
Yeah,
give
'cause
yourself double advantage.
Well, he
Because
was
it was
exposed,
exposed.
and I gave myself advantage.
Oh, then yeah, that would have been double advantage.
Should we roll it back? Or
Yeah,
not?
re-roll it again. Well, because you almost hit.
15?
15 is not enough.
Okay.
Close.
Where's the
One
heroic
closer.
fairy?
All right. So
there it
one.
is.
Oh. It's a nat 20 on Ravi.
Well,
With a pseudopod.
Guess I'm not doing a reaction there.
Survive.
Survive.
Well, yeah, it's just not a. It's not a save.
Yeah. So. So that's
Watched
gonna
that
do.
movie again
Let's see.
Recently,
I don't know what movie.
Tropic Thunder.
Bludgeoning. That is plus.
What else can I do?
For critical. That
Oh,
is.
wait.
Ooh.
I'm not ready yet.
Spells? Can't you?
Like a returning shot.
What's your PD?
15.
15. That's a heavy hit. Plus 3. So that is. That's 5 points of 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And this is still its turn, right? So I'm still incapacitated.
Yes, you
Okay.
are incapacitated. And it doesn't say that if you're incapacitated, you're exposed.
But I can't speak. That's
But
the
yeah.
important part to me right now.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
If you're stunned, you are exposed. So I'm going to say
You'll hear a little.
I wrote stunned to begin with.
am I allowed
Yeah,
to?
I'm not going to do it, but next time I'll remember stunned, you are exposed. You're just incapacitated. You're just like, you can
I'm
still
not,
sort of
all right,
like.
I'm going to take this 6. Because I think that's BS that I would be able to do that.
I think that's BS.
Well, so I took tumble and dive, and if I'm on target of attack, I can spend 2 AP and a stamina point to move up to my speed and avoid the attack entirely, as long as you end your movement outside the range of or behind full cover of the attack.
As a reaction?
As a technique reaction.
As a technique reaction, yeah.
Crazy. I mean,
But you already rolled the natural 20. That's not fair.
it is fair. That's
No, that's
exactly
how
the
it
whole
works.
person.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, you can avoid that damage by moving.
All right.
You should. So
All
what
right.
would have been a very solid whack on your face, you just
So I
like
can move
nimbly
up to
like
6 spaces.
6 spaces.
Do I
your
have an
movement's
idea
for?
of what his reach is?
You
if
haven't
at all?
tested it yet. I mean, you guys are just right next to him. So
It says
I'm gonna do
something
3.
like an opportunity attack still like goes or something. It's weird how that's written.
all right.
Does it
Well,
say something
figure it
about an
out.
opportunity attack still?
This movement provokes opportunity attacks as normal. But that means he would have to spend another, like,
Yeah.
spend
Yeah.
AP in order to
yeah,
do so.
yeah.
And he's already spending everything
Like
he has
all of
to
it,
hit
so-
both of you. So, and not have disadvantage.
And one
So you're
sin.
not exposed because I said you were incapacitated, which does not put exposed on you. So it's just a straight up attack.
We're actually playing with rules.
I know, right? What is this? And so that is a dirty 20 to hit you. There's no flat-footed in this game. What's
Physical?
your PD? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's just a normal hit.
Just a norm. Yeah. So
That's
it's a
a reg-
regular.
yeah.
Okay. So that is 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
I think if my PDR, would my PDR be negated while being incapacitated?
Do you have to spend any action points to
No, I
do
don't
that?
think
That's
so.
just a.
I'm just
reduction that
wearing big
happens.
armor.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that would still
Okay.
hold up.
So 2 damage then,
2 damage. Yep.
Because it wasn't heavy.
because it wasn't heavy.
It was not. It was just a regular hit.
So, yes. you can do
And that does 3 points of bludgeoning damage from this dude. Okay.
I'm almost bloodied where I just in my sweet spot.
You,
Right in where you want to be.
Good to know.
Got him where you want. Okay. You are able also at the end of his turn, which is now, you have shake it off, Taylor Swift it, and you're good to go.
Dodge, Ravi!
If you want to spend what?
Oh.
I did.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So you now have your points from if you want to spend any reactions or anything like that. Julius, you're up.
cool.
Orrin's up after
You don't want to be healed, correct? You want to be bloodied and beat up?
Can I hear him?
Ouch, though.
I mean, I'll
You-
take it. I'll take it. I
Do
would
you
take
need help?
it, but
Would you-
I'm okay. He might be hurt,
Would
more
you-
hurt.
No, I dodged.
Oh.
Yeah, he dodged out of the way and didn't take it.
I'm okay for now.
Great. Did the white sand now
That's my ears
the
are
eggs and the ash are closer? Is it appeared to be?
It does seem to be reaching for it. We'll say it goes at the
Okay.
end of the. We'll say it
round.
goes at
The
the end
white
of the
sand
round.
is
Yeah.
reaching for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's.
He moved him in
It was
Closer.
sort of
Closer.
flailing around looking for something.
Something.
In range,
and
yeah.
those are
It
the only
may
other
have
things
de-
in the room. I don't know.
Yeah, it may have
I don't know.
detected
Did it drop its
something.
glasses.
Yeah, totally. Okay. It dropped its glasses. Great. Yeah, then I'm just going to hit this thing with a whole bunch of mind juice. So let's see.
There's a visual.
Gross.
Just wringing out a sponge.
Yeah, we'll give myself advantage, and we'll use 2 AP to increase the amount of damage, and we'll go from there. Ooh, nice. Glad I did that. 19 plus 5. 26 for its mystic defense.
That is a heavy hit. That's a brutal hit.
Nice.
Brutal hit. 26, yeah.
So plus 2. Yep, for brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 because I pumped it up. Plus 1 for being a bard. 6 points of psychic damage.
6 is what you need. As this, it rears back, shrinking and writhing and descending and back into the hourglass from whence it came, and you see it like the shadow, like the black, sort of starts fading out, and you're left with other white sand. Just starts almost like leaking out of the broken hourglass.
Okay.
Orrin, you're up.
Are there 2 hourglasses? There's a black hourglass.
There's 2 halves of an hourglass. Like there's like it was in this big like gilded frame, like the pegs and the top and the base, and then the big hourglass, and almost like it was rent in half, and then like the point in the middle is where all this stuff was coming out of.
So it was a pretty clean break. It's not glass everywhere.
It's a jagged break across it. You don't see any like glass.
It's not just like glass shards everywhere.
Like yeah.
Does it seem like we want to put it back together? Does it seem like we want to fix it?
I mean, now that the shadow's not in it, yeah.
It seems like that would be a good. You get that inkling that it would need.
Come on, sand, get back in.
So I'm not fighting an ooze monster right now.
No. Yes, it is gone now.
There's black sand and there's white sand. Can I use a mix?
The black sand is turning white as you once that creature was defeated.
Yeah. So we have defeated the corruption. We just need to restore his mind.
Can I use whatever jewelry glass knowledge I have?
This would be a very good application of that skill to try to repair this
blower.
And I'm not a glass blower, but I have. There's some trinkets.
Glass.
Yeah, but
there's definitely like an ornate nature to this hourglass. You two remember it very well because he was holding it, sort of had his big giant paw resting on it. I mean, it's not small, but it would be like this big in your guys' hands.
Do you have fire? Do you have fire in your arsenal?
Wearing a fire shield. I don't know if that'll help.
I'm gonna use I'm going to make a jewelry check to try to repair the broken hourglass, and I'm gonna compel Ravi to use fire to help me on this turn.
I have lightning, man.
Lightning would work. Lightning works. Lightning might be better.
So then you're like welding it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't hit the sand.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna try to do to fix the hourglass.
Okay.
So I have.
What are you doing to me?
Well, I'm doing jewelry to make to understand what I'm trying to do here to try to fix the thing, and then if I understand what I need to do to fix the thing, I'm going to compel Ravi on my turn to attack the thing with lightning exactly where I want it to be. I have to spend some action points and some
lightning
points.
is like 5 feet wide, right? Like it's not just like
lightning bolt
or fire.
All I have is the fire shield.
Yes, the
just get your hand close.
Are we out of rounds?
We are out of rounds. Yes.
Guidance.
Guidance.
What is that?
That just gives you an extra help, essentially.
But it's like at a distance.
Lightning orb. Crackling lightning appears between your hands. The electric energy can remain there for 10 minutes and harms neither you nor your equipment. The energy sheds bright light. Spell ends early if you dismiss it for free.
Doesn't say how big it is. All right.
It's within my hands. Like I can hold it within my hands, but then I can make a spell attack if I wanted to.
So you've pieced these two halves together, and it doesn't quite seem like it's not quite big enough. Like it's like a piece of it's missing somewhere. You're like part of the glass is sort of like,
so and there is a piece of glass.
You're throwing like, well, there's no glass around, but there are shards of eggs and like an eggshell and some ashes.
Yeah. Maybe that's part that goes in there too.
How big is there a hole that's missing? How big is the hole?
It's like this, the hourglass was pulled apart.
Yeah, so
and then you put it back together and there's like the two pieces
come
should
together,
meet
but there's
together
still a
in the middle,
puzzle
but there's
piece
just like pieces. There's like
maybe the
something
egg was in the middle of it.
isn't working.
Yeah, but are we talking, is it this big?
I don't know. Let's go get the egg pieces and look.
Yeah, about that big. Yeah, more or less. It's about a couple inches big.
Egg pieces? What do they look like?
Egg. I don't know.
How many are there?
Yeah, go look. I will use my mind to pick up the egg pieces and array them in front of Orrin. So
Okay.
as not to
Does it look like these
break
would
them.
fit?
It kind of, yeah, it kind of looks like it's about the same volume as you would need to repair this piece of glass, right?
What do you want me to do with this?
We can either use fire or lightning to
Lightning's
weld.
what we got.
Okay, then we're trying to weld the eggshell to the glass.
Yeah.
If that doesn't seem like it's going to work, I have one other backup plan.
Okay.
A very small
Make
backup
me
plan.
make me a jeweler's check.
With the...
Yeah, man.
Tell me when.
Ooh, baby.
That's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Dirty 30.
Ooh, dang. You got a level 3. We're rolling 30s. That's awesome. Yeah, with just the right amount of heat from the lightning and these dragon shells, the dragon egg shell and the ash surrounding them gets just hot enough and absorbs, and it sort of turns liquid and perfectly clear, and it like funnels down right to where it should be in this hourglass. And you see sort of that all the sand inside that is now completely white sort of lifts up and suspended in midair again, and the whole hourglass sort of lifts up and lands in the dais, and you see sort of forming around it in gilded outline form, like, you know, light moving around in this dark space. You see the shape of Cronamgaranth sort of take hold, and he sort of like coalesces around the hourglass, his hands sort of like his big dragon claws, resting
Like
on
dragon
top of it,
paw.
and he sort of like breathes in, and the shadowy expanse as he sort of like breathes out just recedes, and then you're sort of in just sort of a neutral type space. It's not super dark anymore. It's like light but just ambient light growing all around.
That's right, Shadow King, get wrecked.
He goes, Orrinson,
Yep.
Ravi Atmar.
Julius Walla, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too, Julius. Voila. Why are you in my mind? Says,
Don't you know?
hold that thought. Okay. And you have a beard, not a goat. Okay, I know where we are. This is... Thank you, my
When
friends.
we are?
I know when we are. Exactly.
When we are.
We have been
Which
in
when are we
places
in?
like this countless times, my friends. I won't bore you with the details, but needless to say, you have a job to do. I will send you back to your physical realm. The Shadow King now knows in this reality where the entrance to the Pillar's protective temple is,
But not when.
but not when. I was able to keep that from him.
Is it
You now have all the pieces you need to find and protect the pillar that resides here. You must not let the Shadow King reach the pillar. Without the use of my mind and my powers, he should be easily defeated. Best of luck to you. And you guys feel yourselves sort of like pulled back into reality, sort of that reverse, like, whoa. And you find yourselves sort of huddled together in this small hole behind the Shadow King's lines. And a now not shadow and undead, but in his full glory, Cronamgaranth just takes off into the sky, and there's a bright, like almost like a supernova of where he was up in the air. He disappears as if he was never there to begin with, and the lines of the Shadow King sort of falter for a second, and then they start. You hear the war horn again, 2 loud blasts this time. Womp, womp, and the shadow forces start slowly advancing towards the city.